Good morning, welcome back to Dower House Farms. We had a lot of wind and rain last night, so I check up on the maize, make sure it's all still standing, and it is, thank God. But I just want to check also to see how ripe it is. And sorry, I'll have to stay on the sort of semi-zoom because I cracked my phone camera the other day. So this is the cob. It's 3/4 filled, more, 9/10 filled. So I think under the circumstance for late summer it's not too bad. Cob is starting to look nice and goldy. Just check some of the grains. Yeah, look, see there's still plenty of moisture in it. We'll get off another one. Yeah, another week now, that'll be right. So Liam, be on there next Saturday evening about 4 o'clock if that suits, thanks. So can you see that fella there and that fella and that's it maybe, is it? Yeah, I think that's it on that cob. So they're blank grains, and that's due to it not being fertilised properly when sorry, not that it wasn't fertilised properly, it didn't pollinate properly. The weather was probably too cold when it was pollinating. So look, it was only 2 acres there, but still try and get it in as good order as we can. We'll head back to the yard there now, get the jobs done. With a lot of rain last night. Now this now is when it really doors open. This now is when it really starts to get a disaster for feeding calves of grass. Things start to get very mucky, and the other side of it then, which is, look, it's a necessary evil. When you're feeding calves a grass ration now, they're not as hungry, so they're much more choosy about the grass they eat. So clean outs are bad, and grazing from now on is just a bit of a disaster. But look, we don't have room to put them in. The door won't close, there must be something caught in it. We don't have room to put them in, and I've loads of grass, and it's by far the cheapest to have them outside. So once we keep feeding, we've them up to 1.5 kg meal now. Once we keep feeding them, I think their weight gain should stay up. That's another thing we learned at the conference the other day. Sort of hoping for compensatory growth in dairy calf to beef animals under 12 months of age is not a good thing. They never make up the ground. Under 6 months of age, sorry, was the not 12 months of age, under 6 months of age. So just basically get them going, keep them going, and maybe hold them back a little bit their first winter, so they'll pick that up at grass the second summer. But before that, you want to keep them going as much as you can. Better get this gate open. Let's ring it to open it. Why is there always problems of a Sunday morning? I'll have to go over I'll check there where this drain goes into the main drain. See, is it blocked? But I'd say it's probably blocked with maize. I might have to get a rod to try and free it out. Oh no. Get some of these boys put on the walker there now. We don't ride out of a Sunday, so we just put them on the walker so they don't get too fresh. Good boy. With horses, like, I suppose the same as yourself, if you do no exercise and then you go out and do lots of exercise on a Monday, the lactic acid builds up in their muscles really easy, and it's what we call tying up. So they get really stiff, and all their muscles sort of go into spasms. So you need to keep them exercised every day. You can't leave them standing in the box. Something different now today. You probably haven't seen this before. I'm going to push in the silage for the cattle and feed them. These videos are getting more exciting every day, aren't they? I think my new cap. Right, now I have a question for you, right? And it was the same now with the last group. This is a starter diet. Look how much is there. That's to do them for today as well, and it will, okay? Got my drain cleaned out. I just had to use an old alkaline pipe and shove it into it, and it cleaned it out. Now, herein lies my question, right? This is the other starter diet. It's supposed to do them again for today. It won't. They're on straw, right? The live weight gain, the last group of cattle that were in that pen also ate the most. They didn't outperform the cattle on the slats, even though they ate much more. They've much less. There's like saying that pen, there's I think there's 36 in there now, and there's only about 18 spaces to eat. Down below there's 12 per pen and there's 8 spaces to eat. Oh no, sorry. In this pen there's 36 and there's 18 spaces. Down below there's 12 and there's 9 spaces. So they've more headroom. They should have more. They should be thriving more because they're on straw, and they're eating more, so they should be thriving more, but they're not. So I don't know. But they are, in this circumstance, the cold hard facts of it, they're eating more, they're costing a lot more to bed, and they're not putting on any more weight. Is that because I know when I got into bulls first, someone who gave me a lot of advice said that he didn't get as good a thrive on a bedded shed as slatted house, because he had wires over them, because they were jumping more on the bedded shed. But we've no jumping this year. Our bulls are they're not a bit boisterous in the house. This group of cattle here, these are the crew. They were lunatics when we brought them in. And they're just after completely relaxing, so I don't know why. They're eating more, they're costing more to bed them, and they're not putting on any extra weight. They're not putting on any less weight, but definitely not any extra. It's a major cost having them on straw this year, so we'll get the beastie Tatoma and TM140 backed out. Fairly windy here now. This is actually my second mix. I underestimated the starter mix yesterday, so I'm just doing up a mix for a day and a half now again, and that should see me through until Tuesday morning. Maybe I'll cut this out now this evening. Just for the camera, I got the whole lot. So this starter mix now, there's about 400 kilos of beef going into it. Once the weightings come in, and we'll be using, say, for about 1.5 tons of beef a day, we'll probably chop it in the feeder then for 2 days. It'll be that bit cooler as well, so it'll keep, you know.
I seen you walk down Shandon Hill. Saw you lace your boots up on Murphy's windowsill. You've the look and the cut and the gadge of a good thing. won't pass more judgment until I hear you sing. This is Cork, in Cork down by the knee. This is Cork, a real capital city. This is Cork, in Cork down by the knee. This is Cork, Cork, Cork. This is Cork. Drink pints in Collins, mutton lane in the corner she be. Meet the homegrown hero, the legend, the Roy You can spend summers down the Barkey in every place and the every man. Soft cider on a Sunday down the Marada.
Boys happily having their brekkie. There's a hill in this field now, so I'm just walking over to make sure there's none lying down at the far side ratting. The maize is fairly starting to come under pressure now with the wind. That is a very sheltery field, but it's just open to the prevailing wind today now, so yeah. That could be a bit of a disaster now if that goes down. Just putting out the starter diet here now that I did earlier on. This week should keep them going till Tuesday morning, hopefully. Now, just finishing up for the night. Close down all the doors, lock everything away. Yeah, it's fairly blustery there now, and I was on the way over to make a bit of a detour. There's a tree down, so I think we could be over the worst of it. But so yeah, that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow, I suppose. Please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. More subscribers, the more the video gets out there, and the more likes, the better. So you know the score. We'll see you tomorrow for more Dower House Farms.